Ever since they traded for Paul George and signed Kawhi Leonard, the main goal of the LA Clippers is to become NBA champions. After 4 consecutive unsuccessful playoff runs, the front office of the Clippers needs to do whatever they can to bolster this lineup around George and Leonard. And with James Harden opting into his $35.6 million player option, then requesting a trade from the 76ers, they have the perfect chance to now go acquire him. But why Harden? The Clippers have very good depth, but over the past couple years with both Kawhi and Paul George, they haven't had that true point guard who can facilitate and help the team out with their playmaking skills. In his prime, Harden was one of the best scorers we've ever seen, winning an MVP and also averaging 37 points per game in a season. Nowadays, he's paired often with other superstars and has transitioned more into a facilitating role who can also score 20 points per game. This past season, Harden averaged 21 points per game, 10.7 assists, and 6 rebounds in about 37 minutes per game while shooting 44% from the field, 39% from 3, and 87% from the free throw line. His 39% from 3 is actually a career high, and we all knew James Harden was a prolific 3-point scorer back in the day. However, he takes less volume now and he's able to hit them more accurately than his prime. In addition to being a great shooter from beyond the arc and being a true point guard for this Clippers team, Harden also has some durability that Paul George or Kawhi Leonard hasn't shown the past couple years. And durability / load management is one of the biggest problems for this Clipper squad, and which is why we've seen them fall short in pretty much every postseason run since both of them got here. And for the past couple of years, the Clippers have been looking to find that point guard that they can match alongside Paul George and Kawhi. They've tried guys like Reggie Jackson, John Wall, Malcolm Brogdon they almost traded for, but the trade got canceled. So they've really been trying to find this point guard, and I think the acquisition of James Harden might be the perfect move. And right now, James Harden's value is a bit lower than people expect. Because he opted into his player option, that means that Harden will have a 1-year deal with the team that he gets traded to, and then he's going to become an unrestricted free agent. And Harden has showcased his interest in returning to a team like Houston, which was his home for the majority of his NBA career. So Harden is very unpredictable when it comes to the free agent market. So I think it's safe to assume that if Harden goes to LA, he's going to have one shot to get it done with PG and Kawhi. Even though he had a couple impressive performances this past season, generally speaking for his career, Harden usually takes a dip in performance in the playoffs compared to his regular season stats. Now that we've talked about why the Clippers need a guy like James Harden, why James Harden's value is a little bit lower than you'd expect, I'll propose a mock trade between the two teams now. So the mock trade I have between the Clippers and the Sixers is James Harden to the Clippers in return for Norman Powell, Marcus Morris Sr., Amir Coffey, and a 2028 lottery protected first round pick. And if you're the Sixers, at face value, this deal looks like the Clippers are absolutely ripping you off. One of the biggest problems with the 76ers this past season and for the past couple seasons is their lack of bench depth. And Norman Powell is a guy who can be a very good 6th man and score about 15 to 20 points per game while shooting pretty good from the field and taking over in a 6th man role. Marcus Morris is actually a pretty underrated role player. In his last 9 seasons, he scored over double digits in every single one of them. And this past season, he played around 28 minutes per game for the Clipper squad while shooting 36% from 3 and scoring 11 points. This is something I think will help the Sixers squad, and it's something they don't really find off the bench. A pure plug scorer who can shoot really well, and he's pretty underrated. And Amir Coffey was actually a really good player on last year's Clippers team, however has seen his role diminish with the depth the Clippers increase. However, he's still only 25, and I think he has room to improve, and maybe some bench playing time in Philly will tap into some of that potential. And adding that lottery protected pick into this deal would just incentivize Philly to accept it. However, one thing about Daryl Morey, the Sixers GM, is that he likes to wait and be patient in order to get the players he wants back in a deal. We saw him do this with the Ben Simmons trade where he waited to where he can get James Harden out of Ben Simmons. And for people wondering why I didn't include players like Terrence Mann and Ivica Zubac, the Clippers, 1, aren't looking to sell some of their younger players, and 2, those guys have more team-friendly contracts, which the Clippers do not want to trade away. And just some competition that the Clippers are going to face are teams like the Knicks and Heat who are involved. However, the Clippers do appear to be the frontrunner as of right now, with Miami a little bit behind, and the Knicks aren't so interested as of right now. To recap, I think the Clippers should trade for James Harden because of his fantastic playmaking ability that he showcased with stars like Joel Embiid and Kevin Durant the past couple seasons. And the benefits for trading James Harden for Philly that I didn't really talk about yet is that now it opens up Tyrese Maxey to be a guard who can really handle the ball a lot of the time, and he can be the true initiator or shot creator of that offense alongside Joel Embiid. And Maxey will have the ball in his hands much more because of Harden's absence in that team. And the mock trade one more time is James Harden to the Clippers. In return, the Sixers get Norman Powell, Marcus Morris Sr., Amir Coffey, and a lottery-protected pick in the 2028 NBA Draft. Hope you guys enjoyed me breaking down why the Clippers need to trade for James Harden, how he's going to help their team, and then what the Sixers also get out of that trade with a mock trade that I made. Bye and thank you.